The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets are on the practice field right now, and Justin Fields, after struggling yesterday, looks to bounce back. Let's talk big picture about the state of the Jets and the offense. Frankie V is going to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, AG's first training camp with the New York Jets is underway.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, here on a Tuesday. Jake Asman with you. We're presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Plays any bet, anytime with our friends over at FanDuel. The Jets are on the practice field right now, a day after Justin Fields and the passing offense struggled. And let's talk more about the state of the Jets, as it's technically game week for the Jets, with the Jets taking on the Packers on Saturday in the first of 3 preseason games. So we say hello right now to a good friend of the show and to some an enemy of the Asmaniac community. Frankie V from U Stadium joins us now. What's up, Frankie?
Jake, my man, how we doing? I see you're going big time now with FanDuel. Congrats, man. Congrats.
I appreciate you, Frankie. They loved your appearances. That actually pushed the deal through. That was the difference.
I'm surprised with me coming on, you even have a sponsor. But you know what, man? I just try to bring a little reality, to the situation. So that's what I'm here to do. Just a little reality, little of my reality. So,
I love the chat already.
Thanks for having me on.
Boomtown. Oh boy. Tanky V. Kyle Clifton. Say what you want. This guy is a tremendous sport. Coops, let's go. And then he saw you were on. Ugh. Frankie V. So we got always a ton of fun with Frankie here. Debate, I'm sure, will ensue. Before we kind of get into just the latest with the Jets, I do want to highlight something that I think is pretty cool. So a dozen of Aaron Glenn's former Jets teammates are visiting practice today. According to Rich Cimini, Kevin Mawai, Ray Mickens, Wayne Corbett, Jason Fabini, Glenn Foley, among others from the 90s are watching practice today over at One Jets Drive. And no matter how you feel specifically about this team and the outlook and everything that comes with the New York Jets, it is great to have the former players fully behind Aaron Glenn. In fact, here's the photo that Rich tweeted out 23 minutes ago of some of the alumni on site. So a little positivity before we talk about some of the issues the Jets have had passing the football in training camp.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel that there's a lot of support for Aaron Glenn out there. The community, the fanhood, ex-players, even players from other teams that aren't even Jets. They want the Jets to do well. Aaron Glenn, being a former player, he's going to set the bar for a lot of potentially future players and how they're looked at as head coaches too. So depending upon how he performs, that always affects the kind of brotherhood of players. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. But you see all these ex-players. And by the way, Glenn Foley out there, Jake, that's why I'm a Jets fan, because of that, man, because I played with him in NFL Blitz when the Jets were 1-15, and I used to beat everyone in NFL Blitz. So if you don't like me, you could blame Glenn Foley. That's the only reason you're seeing me. If it wasn't for Glenn Foley, I probably wouldn't be a Jets fan.
Glenn Foley, the original number 4 for the New York Jets. Forget Brett Favre, Glenn Foley.
Yes, my favorite number too. Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. A lot to talk about with you, Frankie. Just a quick reminder for those of you watching live that the reason why the show is starting at 9 a.m. this week is because I'm doing radio from 1 to 3 through Thursday. I'm in for Michael K from 1 to 3 today. If you're a Yankee fan, I feel your pain. If you're a Met fan, I feel your pain. I will go off on both New York baseball teams today from 1 to 3 on 880 ESPN New York. Jabba Chamberlain and John Jastrzemski are my two guests joining me in the 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock hour. So tune in from 1 to 3 today if you guys want more Jake Asman content. But Frankie, let's get into some of the struggles of this passing attack. I was at the green and white scrimmage on Saturday, and when there wasn't a penalty on a play, it's not like the Jets were moving the ball up and down the field throwing it. They did have success when they ran it. Yesterday, it sounds like it was a slog again. Now, Robbie Sable did provide some good context on some of the, incompletions were throwaways by Fields. Couple of plays, the Jet pass catcher came down out of bounds, so it was really close, but they were still good throws. But overall, I mean, statistically, 4 of 16 for Justin Fields yesterday. Just your thoughts, couple weeks into camp now, on the state of this passing attack. Are you legitimately concerned?
I mean, Jake, to be honest, there is concern from my end. You know me, I'm a red flag kind of person. If I see some red flags and I'm not really looking at an offense that I think is going to be able to score a lot of points, I'm going to be concerned. I don't want to go through this Zach Wilson sort of thing all over again, even for another year. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of it. But with that being said, you have to cut the kid a break, right? You have to cut the offense, cut them a little bit of slack, because the defense is going to be light years ahead of the offense. You have Wilkes running that defense. Aaron Glenn's a defensive coach. The roster is totally, from a roster perspective, it's solidified. It's star-studded. The offense, you have a first-time OC. You have a first-time quarterback here, his first time playing in this offense for 2 weeks. You have to expect there to be fumbles, literally. And today, actually, Malachi Corley just fumbled in the Oklahoma drill. I just saw, by the way.
Real quick, how about the fact the Jets are doing in Oklahoma drill? Quincy Williams laid a hit on Corley, apparently.
Jake, the concern with Fields specifically, it doesn't come from his ability to maybe make some flashy plays and at times look like a quarterback that could potentially become in the Jalen Hurts sort of mold. The problem with Jalen Hurts is his ability to process, to trust his eyes, and to deliver the football consistently through the air. In this league today, you have to be able to do that. I was reading and listening to what Sabo was saying. I actually saw the beginning of your show with him on, and I thought he was great. But it can't be understated that in the NFL, yes, it's practice. You're not going to look great in practice as a Justin Fields type of player. Jalen Hurts didn't look great in practice either when he first got into the league. There's going to be a learning curve there, and because it's not live and you're not able to take it and run like you are in a game, there's going to be a difference in terms of how you're viewed in practice and what you can do in on a live playing field. All related also to similar to Tim Tebow when he was in the Broncos for those couple of years. He looked awful in practice, but they managed to make the playoffs to win a playoff game because of their style, that RPO. The problem with Fields is I don't know if he's going to be able to do just enough with this personnel without having a wide receiver too, with having a rookie tight end as your second pass option, to even be able to run an average offense. That's my concern. The passing game needs to be good enough. It needs to hit some baseline standard where you can project the Jets to score 24 points. Justin Fields really hasn't been able to prove that consistently throughout his career, and I wish that he had an offense here, a structure where that'd be more possible. I just don't want to see even some of the completions he's had in camp. Like, you have Garrett going on a 5-yard out. All right, he made a completion. Everyone's clapping, going crazy. I want to see, it's got to be more. And I'm concerned, and I'm not concerned now because of what's going on in camp. I'm just concerned projecting out into the season, whether or not camps happened or not. It was always a concern from that wide receiver 2 spot. We have a rookie tight end as your second, pass catcher. So that's my biggest concern is the passing offense going to be just enough to get by to be able to score points?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the show live right now, you know that Frankie V's favorite player on the New York Jets is number 1, Sauce Gardner. Number 1 on the field and number 1 in Frankie V's heart. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the show today, pending we get 30 gifted memberships throughout the first stream, we will give away a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, baby. Hey, what are your thoughts on Sauce apparently being the best player on the field yesterday for the Jets and having an unbelievable training camp, Mr. Tanky V?
Well, I'm not surprised given that Justin Fields is the one throwing footballs on the other end. It's like Brandon Stevens, right? He's having a great camp. Yeah, because Fields, it takes him, a few light years for the ball to get there. So, I mean, I'm kidding. No, Sauce has looked very good. Shout outs to him. I hope he has a great year. All jokes aside, you all know I was anti that deal. I wanted to wait another year, but it is what it is. He's looked great. He's looked in great shape. It seems like, he's got his head on straight and things are gonna go well for him this year. I'm excited for the defense. I think the defense is gonna be really good.
I know you want the signed jersey, Frankie. I know you want it. Maybe you should enter. Man. Maybe it'll be a good sign after you were just berating Sauce all offseason,
I think I might have to enter. I think I'm required to at this point.
Folks, if you don't win the Sauce jersey, our prizes in next week's raffle, after we did raffle 34 on the first show yesterday, is a signed Aaron Glenn jersey, another opportunity to win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, and a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. Frankie, my big thing with the passing attack, and I think your points are fair, I also think they just don't have enough weapons on this team right now. Mason Taylor is not practicing again today. He didn't practice yesterday, and he's still a rookie. Like, while he's going to be their starting tight end, and he has looked good, I think the lack of any true pass catchers beyond Garrett Wilson is a real problem. Now, Brees was excellent yesterday as a true receiver, right? But he's a running back. I think they need another wide receiver. I know Arian Smith's had a good camp, but he's a rookie. I just don't like going into the year where Josh Reynolds is the unquestioned number 2 receiver. Xavier Gibson hurts his shoulder, and now it's like you got Malachi Corley, you got Jeff Smith, or Brandon Smith, excuse me. Like, there's no one that obviously gives you a whole lot of confidence beyond Garrett Wilson. Don't tell me about Alan Lazard, Jet fans. I don't want to hear it. Like, I just think they need another weapon right now.
Yeah, 100%. And you need another weapon. See, there's an argument here where some people say, and I've said this too, why would you get another weapon when Justin Fields throws for 175 yards a game? Like, where's the distribution going to come from? Garrett wants his 80. Where's it going to come from if you get another star-studded, quote-unquote, wide receiver too? That's true. But the other side of that is you have to take pressure off of Garrett Wilson. You have to tell defensive coordinators on the other side, you can't just get away with doubling this guy. I'll give you an example. The Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts and that offense, what did they do? They went out and they got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown opposite of Devonta Smith. That allows that offense to just run cleanly, and you can't double Smith. You can't double A.J. Brown because you have to deal with the other one. You have Gardner across the middle, and then they just added Saquon. We have to follow that mold in a way. Now, I don't think you have to do that in the first year. I don't think you have to go out and get some star-studded wide receiver 2 this year, Jake. Like, I don't think trading for Terry McLaurin is the right idea right now. But if this offense, I'm giving a hypothetical, if they want to build something around Justin Fields, you have to give him other threats that other defensive coordinators are actually going to fear. Because, Jake, playing defense against these guys right now, from a passing perspective, it's not difficult. Have an under and over on Garrett, double him, and make Fields throw to anybody else. That's literally all you have to do. And that's an issue for me, and that's going to be an issue all year. Now, if they have this running threat, this RPO threat, if you keep it unbalanced, the defense is not really going to know if you're passing or not, potentially, unless it's like 3rd and 15. But this is a big – there's a lot on Tanner Engstrand's plate this year, a lot. He's going to really have to figure some things out. He's going to really have to be a chess master back there and put players in the right position to make plays.
If you're one of the 200-plus people tuned in live right now, click the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that red subscribe button located on the bottom right of your screen. We are in the raffle for 5 from Michael Duramo. He's the first to do it. So, Michael, you got a chance to win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey. At the end of the stream, if we get 25 more gifted memberships, the following 5 people are now Asmaniacs, courtesy of Michael, A and J Gaming, Blackfire, Lenny Malice, Brian J, and Joe Marino, all receiving a channel membership. You brought up Engstrand, and I think he's the biggest X factor beyond Fields for this team because he's being tasked with the job to maximize what we know Fields does do well, which is obviously make plays with his legs. He's also being maximized with building this running attack, which we believe has a chance to be good, at least with the personnel they have. And he's got to scheme guys open because it's not like he has a bunch of great receivers that are just going to win one-on-ones on the outside or in the slot. So to me, if you're ranking like Jets X factors, Fields 1 because he's the quarterback, duh. And then 2, it's not to me a player or even the head coach. It's Tanner Engstrand, the offensive coordinator.
100%. You could make an argument it's Tanner Engstrand 1 because even if Fields is ready to have a big year, he's got his confidence. He's ready to deliver with what his eyes are telling him because that's always been a thing. He can see it, but he doesn't get it out right away. He sort of hesitates. Even if he's ready, if the offensive coordinator, if Tanner's not ready to scheme things up or isn't picking things up fast enough in game, at halftime, it's just adjustments are so crucial when it comes to coaching. Fields might not even be able to have a big year because of the OC. So you're going to need both of them, Jake. I think it's 1A, 1B, to be honest.
Yeah, to me, Frankie, it's so important that Engstrand is really good because if he's not, I mean, how is this team winning more than 6 games realistically?
Yeah, man, 100%. I want to know too that the way they sort of tempo the offense. How are they going to mix the RPO with the pass, with the screen game, with just a traditional run game? That is going to be very important. You really need something that is consistent, succinct. Everyone buys into. The defense doesn't really know what's going on. It's going to take him time. We have to understand something, and it's fine. It's totally fine. It's going to be a feel out 4 to 6 games for this offense to just figure it out. Practice and what they're doing now and doing live scrimmages next week with the Giants, whatever, preseason, it's not enough anymore. There's not enough time. They cut down on practice time. No more 2-a-days, the NFL. They're going to have to figure this stuff out in season. So work ethic is another big thing. How much time is Fields going to put in there with Tanner? They have to put extra time in there. This is Fields' really last shot. He's got to, I'm sure he understands this, but this is last shot to really be the unquestioned starter for a team in the NFL. If he doesn't make it happen this year, he's going to be jumping around team to team trying to win the job as a backup. It's just, or in camp. He's been given the job. Do I agree with that? No, I don't. But he wouldn't have came here if we didn't give him the job. So it's kind of like tomato, tomato. However, he has to just take this and run with it. There is no more. I mean, I heard something that you said on one of your shows, and you're right. Build him up. Don't break him down already. And I kind of agree with you there. I was kind of thinking, like, am I one of the people that's, breaking this kid down too early? Probably, even though I was just reporting on what was being reported at camp, to be honest, Jake. I wasn't really like running with it. I know you were kind of hating on me for that, but you were correct to a degree. I'm fair sometimes. Yeah, I'm here. Let's build the kid up. But if this team, hypothetically, this defense is as good as I think they're going to be, and I told you they're going to be around top 5-ish, I think. This defense is awesome, dude. Outside of that, D-tackle 2 spot with Coward and, Nandi sort of trying to fight for that in the depth a bit there. This defense is going to be very good, I think. If this defense is ready to ball and Fields is not able to run Tanner's offense, let's say Tanner's ready too, he's getting it. Listen, you brought it up before. Tyrod brought the Bills to the playoffs, didn't he, before they drafted Josh Allen? And that sort of started changing their culture. I'm not saying we do that, but I don't have a very long leash on Fields. Start him week 1. Don't have a competition in camp, although ideally you'd like to always have one. Start him week 1. But Jake, I'm not giving him the longest leash in the world. If we're at week 6 or 7 and he's looking terrible and the team's 3-3 or something, or 2-4, the defense is balling and Tyrod's healthy, even though he can't ever stay healthy, you got to make the right football decisions. That's all I'm saying.
But he has a pretty long leash, though, Frankie. Like they're invested in him for the year. They know the upside is with him. Tyrod's 36 years old. Like at best, he's the quarterback for this year, and then what? Like Fields could be your guy beyond just this year. That's their path to try and build him up and see if he can be that guy. I agree with you, though. If they're 3-3, but Fields is holding them back, maybe they would consider it for the betterment of the team because they're not tied to Justin Fields really beyond just this year as the starter. He's under contract next year, but it's a manageable number as a bridge if you draft someone. So hopefully he plays well, and he's the reason why they start 3-3 because I think we all would sign for a 3-3 start right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll always go back to this. Justin Fields is second in NFL history in rushing yards for a quarterback in a season. Second. Only Lamar Jackson's rushed for more yards in a season. And Fields did it in his second season, 2022 with the Bears. And they really didn't scheme up many runs for him. Most of his rushing yards were from broken down passing plays. Yes, he does hold on to the ball too long back there, but he can evade. He's like a wizard back there when he needs to find time and evade pressure and run with it. He's very, very athletic. And we're going to see, I hope we see as many of those plays as possible. I hope he rushes for as many yards. I just know that if they come into this season and Tanner wants to do what he did in Detroit with like a methodical, timing-based passing game, I don't think this is the right quarterback to necessarily implement that with. I think run that read option. Run the QB draw if you can on a 3rd and 6. Run QB option. Like you can do that stuff. And I think Fields is the perfect quarterback to sort of get that out of. I think he needs to understand that too. Man, you're not the pocket passer you thought you were out of Ohio State. And listen, I'll say this, Jake, too. At Ohio State, Justin Fields, I loved him out of Ohio State. I thought he's regressed since he got to the NFL, just in terms of getting the ball out in a timely fashion. I think confidence got to him. He started questioning himself, and that little hesitation that he has in the pocket has caused him to now be on his 3rd team in 4 years.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Don't like this, so let's start with the on-field stuff. The Jets started a team period at their own 1-yard line, so they're working on how to handle being pinned inside your 1. First play, false start. Second play, Brees run. Third play, Brees run. Fourth play, another false start. Fifth play, incompletion, and then a punt. Then I'm seeing Brees Hall walked back inside the Jet facility with a trainer, so he could be hurt. So obviously...
Wait, say that again. What was that last part?
Brees Hall left practice, walked inside with the trainer. So hopefully he's okay because that's the thing with Brees. If Brees is healthy, I think he has a monster year. He's got to prove he can stay healthy for a full season and be the guy that we saw his rookie year before the injury, the guy we saw coming off the injury in 2023. Last year was supposed to be the year he was the guy, right? He was going to have that McCaffrey season. He was going number 1 in fantasy drafts. And he's had a great camp this summer. And Glenn has talked about how he thinks he's going to have a career year. He's got to stay healthy. So obviously we will monitor the Brees Hall situation. Glenn will speak after practice this morning. So I'm sure we'll get an update then. But look, Isaiah Davis looked really good on Saturday when I was there watching him. We know Braylon Allen has had a really good camp as well. They need to run the hell out of the football at a high level. They got the personnel to do it out of the backfield. And I think the offensive line has a chance to be a top 10 unit. And I think if they could do that, they're not going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Are they a playoff team? So much of that is what we were saying about Justin Fields and Engstrand. But I think your floor is so high if you have a top 10 offensive line and you can run the football.
Definitely, man. Definitely. But also understand this when it comes to offensive line play. At the end of the year, go and look at the best offensive lines in football. They're usually on the teams with the best offensive coordinators or best quarterbacks or somewhat of a team that's able to consistently move the ball down the field. We look at the Bills as having a great all-line, the Eagles, the Ravens every year, the Chiefs. It's not a coincidence they're on offense that can move the ball down the field, right? Because it keeps the defense guessing. You're not having to deal with weird pressures. Sometimes defensive linemen, Jake, know if you're light in your stance that you're going to throw the ball. And you want to keep them guessing, including the defensive linemen. So I hope this offense can just get some momentum. That's the thing. In games, they need to get some momentum. I don't want this choppy offensive play like we've seen, like you've just brought up. Literally, that reminds me of like every year for us offensively. And hey, I think they're listen. If you want the optimistic viewpoint there, I think they're putting him in bad positions. Fields. They're trying to get him to do things that he's not used to doing. Get it out of his system. I think that's the smartest way to go about it. So if you're gonna have to learn, I read a tweet by Damian Woody, and it was spot on. What is camp for? What is practice for? This kid's never run the offense. What do you want it to be perfect? No, he's going to make a lot of mistakes in a complex system. And Tanner, Jake, wants to run a very complex system. I'm telling you, he's running something very similar to what Ben Johnson did in Detroit, and Ben Johnson's going to do in Chicago this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Right now, there's only 5 entries in our signed Sauce Gardner jersey giveaway, potentially at the end of this stream, if we get 30 channel memberships. Well, now, after we needed 25, we only need 24 because King 3B has gifted 1 channel membership. Thank you, King. You're in the raffle for 1 with that. Let's get to some super chats here, and we will keep you updated on the latest from practice. Cashmere Black starts us off with a 10-month Asmaniac super chat. He says, do you think the Jets could afford the trade for Terry McLaurin from the Commanders? Could they afford to do it? Yes. Do I think the Jets want to invest significant draft capital in another receiver when they're uncertain on Fields being their guy long-term? I don't see it. I think it's possible they add a different receiver. Maybe someone's cut from a different team and they bring that guy in. Maybe they do sign a guy like Gabe Davis, who's out there, for example. But I'd be stunned, Frankie, if this team actually made that type of significant draft capital investment and then the contract you'd have to give Terry. He wants Garrett Wilson money. Connor Hughes told me on the radio yesterday. They're not going to spend that much money on another receiver when they just paid Garrett.
I think you're spot on. I do. And they can afford him if they wanted to. But like you're saying, there's so much uncertainty at the quarterback position with the offense that it's very unlikely. However, though, something interesting, we have a partnership at U Stadium with BetUS, and he's at the top. The Jets are at the top of that list for potential teams that if McLaurin were to get traded. Yeah. So, and I saw somewhere else the Jets were 4th. That's if he gets traded. It doesn't seem like he's going to get traded, though. More than likely, the Commanders are going to re-sign him. So,
yeah, you just don't see trades like that. Also, bad news here. Byron Cowart is not in team drills. And now we also have rookie cornerback AZ Thomas, who walked inside with a trainer. Also, Breece is fine. Thank God. That's good news. Breece Hall just ran back out onto the field, and he gave a thumbs up to a member of the medical staff. So maybe it was a cramp or something. Who knows? Or, maybe there was an equipment issue, something with his cleats. Well, we don't know. But Breece is back. So you don't want to trade injuries, but I'll sacrifice rookie AZ Thomas for the health of Breece Hall, given what this offense needs to be.
You want a hot take with AZ Thomas?
Sure.
Versus, if I had to say, right? I think so. People love AZ Thomas and did not like the Arian Smith pick, right? I think in reality, the opposite's going to be how those two pan out. I actually think Arian Smith is going to be a comparable wide receiver in this league at some point. Like, he'll be somebody that can play and be your wide receiver 3. And I think AZ Thomas is going to struggle at times because his just lack of speed. He runs at 4.57, 4.58. I mean, I think he'll struggle a little bit. So we were a lot happier with the AZ Thomas pick, as was I, to be honest. But seeing what I've been seeing and hearing, I think don't be surprised if Arian Smith becomes the better player for us.
I'm not surprised you feel that way because you love the zig when everyone else is zagging. Everyone loves AZ Thomas. You're like, let me support the guy that everyone hates, Arian Smith.
No, I think I like. Arian Smith isn't dropping any balls, man. Like, his hands are his kryptonite, and hasn't dropped anything. I mean, he's caught everything his way. He can get off the line, fast and smooth. You can't really touch guys in the NFL anymore like you used to. There's no jamming. I mean, man, speed kills, man. MVS, he's been around for a while just because of that. Not the greatest player, but speed kills. That Aaron Smith could fly, man. He could fly.
Black Gypsy enters the Asmaniac raffle. He gifted 1 membership. Matthew C with a 5 spot, baby. Yeah, he's in the raffle for 5. Let's see. We now have 12 channel members that we have added. If we get to 30, we do give away the Sauce jersey at the end of the stream. Luis Rivas, Joey Bad, Atlanta Jets fan, Butterscotch, all receiving a gifted membership there from Matthew C. All right, let's get to some more Super Chats here. We'll keep everyone updated on what's happening at Jets practice. This is a Super Chat from Dan who says, Douche Stadium. Frankie, your thoughts on Douche Stadium rebranding to Douche Stadium?
I'm going to make if I make a t-shirt, Douche Stadium, Dan, you want one? I'll send it to you for free.
Big fella sent in, well, my morning just went to bleep. It's unclear if he's referring to you being on the show,
I'm sure
the Brees injury, the AZ Thomas injury. But either way, big fella, we love you. And thanks for the Super Chat. Cross Drag with a Super Chat. You still believe we could be a top 5 defense without Mosley and DJ Reed? ? Also, what is good year in your opinions? Thanks, guys. Cross Drag, appreciate you. I love CJ Mosley. He was not the same player last year because of all the injuries. DJ Reed did not have a good year last year. He was good his first 2 years with the Jets. I think the biggest key for the Jet defense is the guys that have been all pros rebounding to their all pro form. Quinnen, Quincy, Sauce. Yep. I start there. Jermaine being back, I think, is huge. McDonald taking a leap. I think that's going to happen. He is going to be a major factor for this team. The safety room, I believe, is improved. So I think they can be. I won't go top 5 because that's tough to do, but it's possible. They have that talent. There's some concerns, though, with can they stop the run consistently? I do believe in better coaching. You could account for maybe not having the best personnel to be a great run-stopping team. I also have a lot of faith that maybe statistically they might allow more yards, but if they force more turnovers, that's what wins games anyway. So I think the coaching is light years better on that side of the ball than it was post-Salah being fired, Frankie. So I'm with you on the defense. I do think they're going to have a much, much better year overall, and I think it starts with their best players being their best players.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And I also think if you look at that defense and what they're doing with those D-backs, we have a ton of D-backs out there that could play corner. They hit like safeties. They're running all over the field. Listen, we're going to miss CJ Mosley, no doubt, but Jamie Sherwood and Quincy Williams, they're gonna give you a ton of value at linebacker, and they're gonna make more plays than what an aging CJ Mosley was doing, who couldn't really run all that too well towards the end of his stint here. So Jermaine's gonna be back. Will McDonald's getting better. This defense has every piece that you'd want for a Steve Wilks unbalanced, blitz-heavy system with a defensive mind in Aaron Glenn, who loves to run man coverages and knows how to teach it. You're going to have a guy that loves zone blitzing, a guy that teaches man coverage, unbalanced, D-backs that can come in and play slot corner but hit like safeties. I mean, like they're going to do a lot of interesting things. Listen, I think they're going to some games they're going to get burnt to crisp, like whatever the phrase is there, but they're going to come up big in some games. And I think the whole, we never turn the ball over, where are the turnovers? I'm thinking that's going to change this year too.
From your lips to God's ears. You know, I was talking to my friend Jim Hillstone about the Jets the other day. And like the big thing for us is even if, once again, they're allowing more yards, how are they in the red zone, right? Like, I don't care if you allow teams to move the ball between the 20s. Like, that's fine. Can you keep teams out of the red zone? And, you know, Jim was talking about, can they force more turnovers? Well, I think a big emphasis for Sauce Gardner this year, Frankie, your guy, is coming up with more opportunities to make plays in the ball, more interceptions. I think we're going to see more blitzing from the linebackers that could create fumbles, that could create batted passes in the air. Like, I do think this defense will be a lot more opportunistic.
Yeah. And when you're asking, and this is the fundamental flaw with what Robert Saleh did with our defense from a coaching perspective, he taught these guys, you can't give up any points because if you do, we can't score. Don't give up points. Play more conservative. Keep everything in front of you. That's not what Wilks is going to do. Wilks is going to say, get after that ass, literally. Like, get after them. And that is a mentality that I think is going to help Sauce and some of these other guys back there make actual plays in the football. And listen, you know, I came on, we argued about Sauce, and I don't want to pay him, but he's a Jet now, man. Everything that I say about the Jets is just to try to make the team better. It's just my opinion. You can agree or not. It's just that was more of a financial, move that I would have waited. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, baby.
And I'm gonna have to send, after I'm off the show, I'm gonna have to send a super chat. By the way, my cousin, my cousin, right? I told his cheap ass to send some memberships. I know he doesn't. I know he's always in the chat here. He texts me about Justin Fields religiously.
Yeah, he hates Fields. He's already determined
tell
that
him to
Fields
send a
is
super
terrible.
chat.
Well, Frankie, it'd be fitting if you won this signed Sauce jersey right here, man. Let me tell you.
I might. I think it's gonna happen.
Let me tell you. Whoever wins, I'll get it sent out today if you provide your address. We got a bunch of memberships to get caught up on. Ladies and gentlemen, how about our first 10 spot of the day from King and Dreams, K&D.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's right, but K&D wasn't done. How about another 5 spot from K&D? Oh, baby.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Just like that, K&D, the leader in the clubhouse for a signed Sauce jersey in the raffle. King and Dreams also sending in a super chat of $10. So that's 2 more tickets. Says, big up, Jake, in the chat. What DT can we get? Is there a free agent defensive tackle out there, Frankie, that you believe the Jets should potentially sign?
I mean, to be honest, there always are. And there's always defensive tackles before camp that could be on the move that are looking for a new deal or two. You can do something definitely there. I'm surprised they didn't address that a bit more, especially in the draft. If you're looking at defensive tackles, I can pull it up right here. Why not? I have this up now. There's not much out there, but what do we got? You want to call up Christian Wilkins? Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Raekwon Davis. Yeah. I wonder where he's going to end up. Though. What a weird.
Is he going to try and kiss me?
Listen, if he tries to kiss me, maybe I'll be fine with it. No one. I'm getting no kisses these days, Jake. People just ripping me left and right. No, I'm just kidding. But Raekwon Davis is an interesting name. You have Jordan Phillips, who was previously with the Bills. They have 2 guys, Quentin Jefferson, old friend, Armin Watts. It's really nobody. You could look at Maurice Hurts. Then you get an old guy. I mean, like, if the defense is showing out, you want to bring in Linval Joseph. Kind of interesting. These are fillers. Honestly, any of these guys I just named are probably going to give you the same value as Cowart. I think, and I've been surprised that we haven't given Leonard Taylor a little bit more leash. I thought Leonard Taylor looked good last year at times. I know he struggled in season. It was his first year. He was a UDFA. I mean, what do you expect? But Leonard Taylor coming out of the draft before there were some issues that scouts pointed out. I mean, he was projected to go in the 3rd and 4th round a month or 2 before the draft hit, Jake. So I'm just curious where he is. I know Tufele is ahead of him on the depth chart. I'm kind of curious now how that kind of plays out.
Leonard Taylor, I was hoping would take a bigger jump, but at least the first unofficial depth chart didn't exactly have him, very high in the pecking order, but we'll see. I mean, Byron Cowart's not in team drills right now. There's an injury. All of a sudden, everyone moves up, and these preseason games will matter for a player like Leonard Taylor trying to establish himself and make the team once again. I don't know if I shouted out Matthew C. already, but he is in the raffle now for 5. And the great David Atkins, who won a signed Joe Namath jersey in our weekly raffle that we announced yesterday.
Nice one.
He's paying it forward. How about a 5 spot of gifted memberships from a guy who won a Joe Namath jersey yesterday?
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
Mike Perez with a super chat. Thought I was having a rough morning conducting. Now I turn on Jake and see this guy. Apparently, being a train conductor is just as bad as seeing Frankie V on the Jake Asman show. Wow. Unreal.
Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to ruin your day, man.
Jules in the raffle for 5. Bang! Bang! Thank you, Julian. And by the way, we hit the 30 memberships we needed. We will officially be raffling away the signed Sauce Gardner jersey at the end of the stream. Purple Belt Mike is the first to, or I should say is the second to match K&D's 10 spot in one swing. How about a 10 spot of gifted memberships from a man recovering from ACL surgery, but he's still paying it forward? PBM.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Oh yeah. Now remind me, Frankie. I know you have a hard out today. Have we hit that, or do you have time for a call or two?
I have time for a few calls.
All right, beautiful, ladies and gentlemen.
As long as they're I want haters, people that hate me to come on. I don't want cordial people. Come on, let's bring the smoke. I see some in the chat. Let's talk it out a little bit.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadabra.
Beast, you there? What is Beast's name says? I'll be the next governor for New York City Republican Party. Well, Beast, you can't be the governor of New York City. You can only be the mayor. So that doesn't actually work. Beast?
Yes?
You're on the air, Beast.
Give me a minute.
Get off your ass, Beast.
Everybody stop bitching and complaining
Hey,
about
put some
free
clothes
agency.
on.
I'm only going to say one time.
Put some clothes
That's
on.
my rule.
It's a family show.
I understand that. I'm just trying to make points here. I'm not Tony Soprano for crying out loud.
Put some clothes on, you fat bastard.
Give me a goddamn minute. You want to sound like Bobby Valentine from the Mets? You remember him?
I don't know what that has to do with you putting some clothes on.
I am still waking up. I still shaved. I look like a star. And y'all don't get it still?
You look like a star.
I am a star. I paid my fair share a long time ago. Now, can we all stop complaining and go to the free agent market? There's tens and thousands of guys out there that we can go after. It's called get the money out. Money.
Hey, Beast, have you ever ran for an elected official before? Like to be an elected official?
Well, right now Curtis Sewell's looking good. I'm hoping he runs for mayor. Now, if he needs governorship, hey.
I never heard of the term governor of New York City, though. I've only heard of the term mayor of New York City, not governor of New York City.
Hey, New York needs a champion. They want champions. The last champion you guys ever had was Rudy Giuliani. Great Rudy Giuliani. Now it's time to step up.
Are you a champion, though, Beast? What championships do you have to get the people of New York City excited?
Kid, I've been there, done that, seen, heard, lived it. So there's a
you got to live in New York City to run for governor or mayor in this case.
There's more to go. That's why the train keeps rolling. Remember, someone once said a wise man has to keep going in life. You got to keep walking and going and going. Once you reach a certain point, then you got to say stop. Learn, listen, pay attention. You might learn something, a thing or two. If you don't pay attention and you don't watch what you're doing, you're going to get kicked in the air.
Hey, give us some policies that you would run on so we get an idea if we'll vote for you.
Number one, New York City needs to be cleaned up a little bit more. Garbage needs to be picked up every single day. No rats on the street. No, and let me say it, no robberies. We've lost more stores than we've ever lost in our entire history. We're losing a lot more because why? Everybody's fleeing. Why? Because too many Palestinian scumbags.
All right, Beast. That's enough. Thank you very much. He wants to be the governor of New York City, Frankie V. Now that
no rats and no robberies. It's that easy.
He wants to clean up the garbage. That is the policy.
Which
Ladies
people have been trying to do for 50 years, but good luck.
Do you want Beastbreaker to be your governor, New York City? Not the mayor. Very specifically, do you want this man to be your governor? That's the question. All right, let's do an actual call with you, Frankie. Then we'll say farewell. Let's say hello to one of the greats. We love his calls. He's always on point. And it's time for you to guess if he's inside or outside.
What's up, gentlemen?
Kyle Clifton, everybody.
What's up, man?
I think one of the questions you should ask Jabba this afternoon, Jake, is whether he ever still feels the bugs on him.
That's a good one. I'll try and weave in a little midges reference.
So I was listening to before you came on early, and I understand the practice and pushes your schedule up. I was watching Bill Simmons had an interview out there with Rossini, and they were supposed to be talking about around the league, what's happened, whispers from camp and stuff like that. They spent the first 20 minutes talking about her pregnancy, which I was like, where's football? But eventually they got to talking about the Denver Broncos. And I kind of think the Broncos are kind of a good model, a good goal for what we want to get to. Their defense is projected to be one of the best in the league, right? I actually think that we might have kind of a leg up on them in some of the skill players. Like, I like Garrett better than Cortland Sutton. The real difference is the quarterback and the coaching, and that's really, we're going to go as far as Fields and Glenn take us, right? But unlike the Broncos, they're in probably the toughest division in the league, right? The Chargers have a lot of talent and a great coach. It looks like the Raiders have a coaching upgrade this offseason. They're probably going to be in the basement of that division, but they should be competitive. So in this division, with this defense, with this offensive line, now, and those were the two key things that Rossini and Simmons were kind of keying on that are going to make the Broncos competitive. And, strides for Knicks, of course. I don't understand why we can't be competitive, be improved, marked up from 5 wins to 7, 8, maybe 9, best case scenario. Hope springs eternal. I'm really, really encouraged by the reports out of camp that Sauce looks terrific. I disagree wholeheartedly with Frankie that I think that signing was the right move. We're probably saving ourselves money there. I think that both his and Garrett's deal were smart within the context. Like, they pushed some money out. They gave themselves outs in the whatever it is, the third year or whatever. It's just, and it was affordable. Like, he didn't. Like, he only nominally took more money than Stingley, right? Like, I think the guarantees were even maybe a little bit less, but the whole money was more. So I don't have any problem with those contracts. You got to pay some of these guys if you see them as part of your plan. I'm just wondering, who the next guy is, whether it's Quincy or whether it's Jermaine or even Brees, but or maybe even someone we bring in. To in free agency period next year. What do you guys think?
All fair points, Kyle. Frankie, I know you got to run, so I'll let you respond first.
Yeah, Kyle, you're right, and you're right specifically with the Denver point. I always look at the Denver Broncos and how they rebuilt that team because they
did
really
it so quick. Yeah, Peyton came in and changed it within 2 years. They were in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think we share similar personnel as they do with the corners, the running back. Now they brought in Harvey that has some Brees Hall in him. The one thing, man, and it always comes down to this, is what is the quarterback relationship like with the offense, with the coach, with the OC, and how good is that quarterback, obviously. I think this team's a quarterback away, but a star quarterback away or a top 10-ish quarterback away from being a really good football team. And I've been saying that for 10 years. I've been saying that since even Mark Sanchez was here. I never thought we had the right quarterback here. Now, we've had some talented quarterbacks here, but they weren't right for the team. They weren't right for the city. They weren't right with the head coach. They weren't on the same page. If you can get a quarterback here that is even average, who's on the same page with the coach and has an offensive coordinator that can utilize their strengths and address their weaknesses, the Jets can finally fly. That's it.
I think great coaching, could take a okay roster and make you a good team. I think great coaching could take a good roster, which I think the Jets in a lot of areas have, and make you like a team that's fighting for the playoff spot. Like that's how Tomlin does it, right? The Steelers have not had the quarterback, but they have the rest of the roster. They have a really good defense. They have an identity. They're going to play good defense. They're going to be smart. That's good enough to win 9 or 10 games every year. That's how Tomlin does it. Expecting Glenn and the staff to be Tomlin and the Steelers in year one, you can if you want. I got to see it, but I'm not. I don't think this is one of the worst teams in the NFL. I'd be shocked if they're picking in the top 5.
Yeah, Jake, I have no idea. I'll be honest. We tried to do it yesterday where we went through like win losses. I don't even know. I've said here 7 games. I could see 2. I could see 9. I could see anything. I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't think anybody does. I think it's impossible. It's not like we're prognosticating the Chiefs. Oh, they'll win 13 games. Pick 13 or 14. The Bills 12 or 13. No, man, this is a new experiment. It's very new. It is refreshing to see a head coach that's tough and getting these guys to play hard. But some of the quarterback stuff, I'm not ready to go through another bad quarterback year. I just don't have it in me. Jake, I can't do it again. I cannot. I held my tongue many of times with Zach Wilson. Many of times, and I couldn't stand him. I can't do it again. But looking at some of these notes from practice today, maybe we will. But I think Fields will be a little refreshing when it comes to getting these running backs involved. So I think we'll see spurts of an offense that at least gives us something that we've never seen before. So,
yep. I think Fields is the guy that's going to play better in games than he would practice when he could use his legs.
For sure.
Hit. Like there's just, there's something to that, but you want to see him get better. And apparently, once again, it was, at least seeing the tweets right now, a struggle to pass the ball effectively today. So there's still a long way to go. Frankie,
I want to say one last thing. I appreciate you too, man. One last thing. Having refs at camp is fine, cool, but like let the guys play a little bit. Like if it's not affecting the play, what are you throwing flags for? These refs are out of their minds. They're throwing flags when it had nothing to do with the play. Like, yeah, it was a nice catch. They're calling OPI and stuff. Like, let the guys play a little bit. This is not like a real game. I like refs at practice, but I almost don't to a degree. Like, let them play. Like, I know we were one of the most penalized teams in football last year, but I don't think a ref has to be like reffing as if it's an NFL game. I don't think that's appropriate for practice, but that's me.
Frankie, all the love and
no arguing today, Jake. See,
no.
We can be cordial for an hour. It's nice, right?
So someone's gonna win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey in your honor.
Hey man,
have a good day, my man. Appreciate you.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie V from U Stadium. All right, let's get caught up on some super chats and memberships. Jack joins the raffle for 5. Jack, thank you very much. Your gifted memberships went to the following listeners: Taylor Murrer, Jazzy, Jason Lusbader, Black Casper, and Richard Gonzalez. They all received a channel membership. Big Loyal is in the Asmaniac raffle now for 2. Number 1 policy from Beast: make New York City look like Hogwarts. Now, that would be something. We know that Beast is denied ever going to Hogwarts despite photos and videos that maybe suggest otherwise. But could New York City transform itself into Hogwarts? That is something we don't know the answer to. I'm not ruling it out either, because I think that'd be something. I mean, man. Could you imagine we're walking the streets of New York City and instead of walking, we're actually on brooms?
Abracadoodle.
That'd be interesting. Big fellow, I see your super chat, but I don't want to go down the politics thing again. We try to stick to sports here. Appreciate your support, though. Islip Jet fan says, hey, Jake, listen to one of your colleagues today. Heard a lot of injuries, concern. Taylor, most importantly. Tyrod didn't practice today. I don't think it's overly concerning. Glenn didn't make it sound like it was serious. Mason Taylor is missing a second straight practice with an ankle. Hopefully he's back soon. I mean, he's been their starting tight ends, despite what the depth chart says. So we need to see. One thing what Frankie was saying, I like having the refs at practice and let them call it extra tight because I think Glenn needs to teach tape to get these guys to understand what they can and can't do and hold them accountable. So I think they do need the ref practice and call it even tighter than they would maybe in a game too, because I think that helps train you. C with a super chat for us here. If the passing attack struggles, do you think we see a legitimate position battle for QB1? No, they've made their bed. It's going to be Fields' job. They gave him $30 million guaranteed. He's got the upside. Their offensive, if you watched it Saturday for anyone who was there, they don't call plays for Tyrod the way they do Fields. There's RPOs with Fields. There's quarterback design keepers. The presence of Fields opens things up for Breece and Braylon and Isaiah. It does. Fields is the quarterback. The only way they'd bench Fields is if the team is winning and he's awful. Right? What happened with Zach Wilson? Like the Jets were in the mix. They were winning in spite of Zach playing well, and Saleh felt like he had no choice. He had to go to Mike White. He was going to lose the team if he didn't. I don't think it's going to get to that point with Fields. Fields is the quarterback. He's the upside. They're going to give him every opportunity here. He's got a long leash. They're trying to build him up. They believe that he's able to be a long-term answer for them. We'll find out if they're right. I have my doubts. It's a one-year trial. Unless Fields is so bad, what good does going to Tyrod do, folks? Like, what's the difference in Fields and Tyrod in wins? And the thing with Tyrod is if you go to him, he's going to get hurt at some point. You think he's going to be able to play 4 straight games? The guy hasn't been a full-time starter in 8 years. I just don't see it. I think while the passing attack is struggling at camp right now, what we have to remember is, 1, it's early. 2, it's a new offense. 3, the Jets defense is really good. Defense is always ahead of the offense this time of year anyway, no matter who your quarterback is. And I think for next week when you have the joint practices with the Giants, a different defense, let's see how they look. If Fields is awful in those scenarios, then it's a little different. But I think we have time. It's August 5th. The season does not even start until September 7th. There's still over a month. So it's early. No one wants to hear patience because we react in real time around here, but that to me is the reality. Spencer Green is in the Asmaniac raffle. Another 10 for the GoFundMe for the Beast Suite on the cruise and care for his hamster. Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed the show yesterday, we announced one of the biggest Asmaniac projects, if not the biggest Asmaniac project I have ever been a part of. The first ever Gangrene Legends Cruise is coming, and we want you to be a part of it. Join me, your favorite Jet YouTubers, Fireman Ed, and Jet legends such as Kevin Mawai, Marty Lyons, Sean Ellis, Chris Ivory, Leon Washington, Bilal Powell, Jericho Cotry, and even more names to come. On the first ever Gangrene Legends Cruise, we set sail May 30th. We return stateside June 4th. People book their vacations a year out, so we're giving you an opportunity to lock in your spot. TheJetsCruise.com for all the info on what the cost is, info on what you get when you join this cruise. There are panels and different parties and events planned with all the legends on board. I'm going to be moderating different panels with the Jet players, with the content creators. Fireman Ed's hosting a tailgate party on the cruise ship. It's going to be a lot of fun. This has been a huge undertaking. So for those who missed the announcement yesterday, check it out. TheJetsCruise.com. And if you have any questions, there's an email on there to Andy. He's the guy that I'm working with on this. For those who came to the meetup on Saturday, Andy Greenberg was there answering questions about the cruise. So check it out. Sojourn Travel Advisors is the travel company that I'm working with here. They're a luxury travel company, and they're putting it together with me. So it's going to be awesome. So I am very, very excited about this. The Gangrene Legends Cruise. Go to thejetscruise.com for all the information. Jay Perez is in the signed Sauce Gardner jersey raffle at the end of the show for 5. Let's go. Thank you very much, Jay. Let's see who got memberships here from Jay. Let's see. The following 5 listeners are now Asmaniacs. So if you hear your name called, you thank Jay for making you a member. 28 Smart, JD Jets, AJ, Gio Sanchez, and Mr. T. I see Jets Worldwide had a funny comment. Can we play bingo with Joe Beningo? Unfortunately, I asked Joe if he had interest. Not a cruise guy. So I tried. Bro, you want me to go on a cruise? It wasn't going to happen. But don't worry, Joe will be back with us at his weekly spots once we get closer to the season. Now let's ask Beast Breaker if he'll join us on the cruise. Beast, what do you say?
Let me see what everything's going to be like first, because 2026, I expect New York City to be very clean, very nice.
We're going on a cruise ship, though. It has nothing to do with New York City, Beast.
I understand that. But first come, first serve. Remember, when the cats are away, the mice will play. We want things done first. First come, first serve. I want the city to look nice.
What does that have to do with going on a cruise ship? You don't even live in New York City. You live in Illinois.
We'll see what happens first.
You live in Illinois.
I understand that. What I'm saying is first.
Now that is a hot take. Damn.
Thank you, Beast. Appreciate your time. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man revered by all. Ladies and gentlemen, we love his wife, so we'll play the wife intro for this guy.
Purple belt wife, she's the dark knight. She has a lazy husband who forgets to clean potatoes. Maybe someday she'll get some help, but now she's just a purple belt wife. Purple belt wife, she might not be purple, but she can kick her husband's ass.
Yo, what's kind of funny is we all freak out as soon as we see something, and then when we get an update, it all calms down. Because I freaked out immediately when I saw the Brees thing, and then literally like 5 minutes later, he's back on the field. So I think we all got to relax. And I think that means the same thing with Fields not having a good day, because he has a bad day, he has a good day. He has a bad day. So I think it's just practice. And like you said before, the Jets destroyed the Commanders, and it looked like the Commanders are going to be a 3-win team. And we were a 5-win team, and they were in the NFC Championship. So a lot has to do with coaching and practice. Let the mistakes happen now. I think we all got to calm down a little bit.
Agreed. And I'm glad you brought that up, because once again, I was there last year when the Jets defense made Jaden Daniels look awful, and he ended up being amazing, and the Jets suck. So it's like it's early. You know, you make your mistakes in August, so the good teams correct it when the games start. And we don't know if the Jets are going to be a good or a bad team yet. We don't know how they are under this new coaching staff, but coaching matters. And obviously the Commanders had some great coaching last year with Dan Quinn being their head coach. And of course, what we saw from Cliff Kingsbury as the play caller. I mean, he was great last year with Jaden Daniels. What's
funny too is I saw that and I was like, oh man, we're going to have like one of the best seasons ever. Then we lost to the 49ers, and I'm like, oh man, it's going to be hell. Then we barely beat the Titans, and then we destroyed the Patriots. And I was like, wow, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. I got to figure out where I'm going and all this stuff. So we're all fans. We all wanted to do good, but no one knows shit until it's game day. So let's just keep our support with the team, and we'll see what happens. Even though I'm bullish on Glenn, I think we're going to be a 9-win team. That's what I think. And potentially 7-7, and with 3 games to go, if we win all 3, we're in.
Got to be patient.
Yeah, we got to be patient.
That's it. It's early still.
It might be like that first year with Rex. We were 9-7. We snuck in. That could be this year. It really could be.
9-8, sneak into the playoffs and go on a run to the AFC Championship game. Where do I sign?
I know. Sign right up, baby. And that had some games that sucked, like the New Orleans game. I think Sanchez had 3 interceptions that game.
Oh, how about the Bills game at home? Thomas
game,
Jones.
Oh, my God.
I think the Jets set a franchise record in rushing yards that day, and they lost because Sanchez threw like 5 picks or 4, whatever that was. It was the worst game ever in 2009.
How about this? I was at that game.
Yeah, it was a brutal loss.
That was a terrible one. Oh, I was at that game. That sucked. There was this guy in front of me. He had go on one hand and BFO on the other one. He was like, go Buffalo. And I'm like, you can't even spell Buffalo, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, they lost 16-13 in overtime. It was week 6 of the season. The Jets, let's see. Check the box score for that. It was October 18th, 2009. I remember it was right in the middle of the Yankees playoff run that year when they won the World Series. Yeah, the Jets at one point led 13-3 in the game, and they somehow lost. It was an inexplicable Jet loss. Trying to find the box score here. I want to see Sanchez. Sanchez, I just remember, was so bad in that game.
I was also at the game where we lost. I think it was 6-9 against against Rodgers and the Packers at home
On
too.
Halloween, yeah.
Oh my God.
10 of 29, 119 yards, 0 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Sanchez in that game, and they wasted. Get this. This is what they wasted from a rushing standpoint. They wasted 210 yards of rushing from Thomas Jones, 99 yards from Leon Washington. So the Jets ran for over 300 yards on the ground and lost 16-13 because Sanchez threw 5 interceptions in that game.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
I don't think Fields will be that bad.
No, I think we might have a couple 3 interception games, but 5, I can't see. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't even know if Zach had 5 interceptions in a game.
I think the most he had was 4.
That was against Jacksonville, 4?
He had 4 against New England in the home opener.
Oh yeah, that too.
His rookie year.
I think he also had 4 against Jacksonville. He was
I don't think
the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
He got benched at halftime. I don't think he had 4 picks.
Without a doubt, Wilson was the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was the worst quarterback of any quarterback that played the amount of games he played. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like Zach Wilson was a better quarterback, I suppose, than, Christian Hackenberg, who never could play in an NFL game, or like Bryce Petty or Greg McElroy, because they were out of the league and Zach's still in the league. But as far as Jet quarterbacks that had to play the amount of games Zach Wilson started almost 40 games for the Jets. He was horrific.
I meant like first, second round pick.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though Hackenberg was a second round pick, but he was graded as like a 5th round pick.
He never should have been picked in the second round. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So hopefully better things are coming, guys. So we all got to just chill, even though I can't chill, but you got to take a step back and look at it and let's just relax.
Yes. The man who can't chill is now trying to tell us to chill. Interesting.
Yeah. And then I see from Jake West, how did I land purple belt wife? So here's the story. You guys want to know?
Do we want to know how Mike landed his wife? Yes, I think we do.
All right. So I used to work at physical therapy. That was my job when I was in college, along with working at the airport. And she was a patient with knee surgery. And her last day of PT, I asked her out, and she's like, "Well, I've been waiting for you to X me out." So that's how it happened. So we had
you were assisting her with her physical therapy?
Yeah, I was a physical therapy aide. So I got like the ice and heat and short exercises and stuff like that.
Wow. So you were hitting on a patient?
100%. I was like, damn, man, I this girl's hot.
Well, she can't expect you to like ask her out while you're her patient. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
because if she said no, I mean, that would be weird. Right?
Then it's an HR issue for you.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So the last day, shoot your shot.
When she was no longer your patient, then you were able to pull it off,
Correct. And that was 14 years ago.
So how long have you guys been married?
5 years. 5 years.
Wow.
5
years. You've been together a long time, though.
Yeah.
True love, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Purple Belt Mike.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Well done, Mike. Well done. Let's see. Mike responding to Beast talking about being the mayor, says the guy that lives in Chicago. Sorry, Beast wants to be the governor of New York City, not the mayor. Michael writes in, Beast in a Speedo at the pool. Beast, what do you say you throw on a Speedo on the cruise ship at the pool there? What do you think? Good idea? All right. Thanks for the time, Beast. Appreciate it. More of your calls right now.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hello, Jake.
Hello,
How
Bob.
you doing? I like the story about Michael PPM, meaning his wife. That was great. I have to sing a happy birthday to my brother today. He's 56.
It's Mikey's birthday?
Yes, 56.
Wow, Mikey. Where's Mikey at? Hopefully he can call in today.
He's at home right now.
Well, tell him to call in so we could all wish him a happy birthday.
We both the same age today. I'm 56. He's 56.
Wait, you guys are twins?
Well, we're Irish twins. I was born August 29th, 68. He was born August 5th, 1969. So
I was going to say.
days with the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
24 days.
Yeah, 24 days from now, I'm a year older than him now.
Wow. Okay. So your birthday is coming up at the end of the month. Got it.
Yeah, the 29th, and Gary's is the 31st.
Jay Quest says you look extra smelly today, but he doesn't know why.
Well, Jake Quest, I took a fucking shower.
Whoa, family show, Bob. First you cursed on my radio show yesterday, and we got to hit the
Okay, I want to sing happy birthday to... I took a shower today. I want to sing happy birthday to Michael. Can I?
All right.
Okay, Mikey, this is for you, my brother. I love you. Everybody loves you, too. Okay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mikey. Happy birthday to you. And I love you because you're my brother. How's that?
Pretty good.
All right. So, Jake West, that was not very nice. I took a shower, so don't worry about you're smelly. You probably farted this morning.
Now, let me ask you something, Bobby. Why did that comment set you off? It's just Jay Quest messing with you.
Because I took a shower this morning.
Yeah, but you should take a shower every morning.
I know.
But the way you said it is, I took a shower today. You should take a shower every day. That should be.
Yeah, I know. I take a shower every day. Tomorrow, I get my hair cut tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to see me different in the afternoon.
Hey, what's the latest with the job situation?
Well, Thursday, I'm going to call Missy because I think the kids are going back to college. She's the one from the Ben's Cafe, remember? The Works Cafe.
The Works Cafe.
Remember, I met her on a Saturday. And then she said that I have to wait until the kids go back to college.
Yes, I think.
She's from the Bronx. Remember, she gave me her own, business card.
I see.
Remember that? Yeah, she gave me her own business card. So I gave it
yeah.
on Thursday, and I have my hair much better now when I get a haircut tomorrow. Desiree's got to give me my haircut tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So
Desiree.
Yeah, that's my lady who gives me my haircut. The Yankees blew it again last night.
Oh, yes, they did, because Devin Williams has to be the closer, of course.
Oh,
my 5
my
ERA.
God.
He has to be the closer. I'll wait till I go off on them again today.
I know. I'll play you up this afternoon. I won't curse. I won't say bullshit.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. I just got overexcited.
It's okay, Bob.
All right. So I'll talk to you later. I'll call you up at 1 o'clock around that time.
All right. We'll talk to you then. All right.
Okay. Have a good day.
All right. Farewell.
Charles,
Bye-bye.
you watched the debate last night?
Yes, I did.
What were your thoughts?
I'm not a fan of the guy who's in office, and I'm not a fan of RFK.
Sounds like you're a Trump guy, if I'm interpreting that right.
You could pretty much say that.
Please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
Some of your calls actually remind me of our president last night. Your mama told me that your last name was Gormani, but it was changed to Gorman at Ellis Island.
You never talked to my mom.
You don't know that.
My last name is Gorman, not Gormani. I'm 7/8 Italian and 1/8 Irish.
Gormani changed to Gorman at Ellis Island.
Didn't know about that.
See?
Right. Definitely.
It's good talking with you, Bobby. Are you doing another show today or no?
Yeah, after the 6:30 show, I'm going to do my show. Nice to talk to you, Charles.
Take care, Bobby.
What a moment in time, huh? It's funny when I open up the Bobby folder, I see all the old clips, and some of them are just so funny, but they haven't been played in a while, and we have a lot of new listeners. So I'll give you guys one more before we get back to your calls, and then do a raffle for a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, folks.
Yeah, we're losing him, guys. So
let me ask you this, though. This is why I think you need a nap. Yesterday, you confused Gary for his wife, and this happened.
Oh, is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Very good looking.
You realize that was Gary, right? You called Gary good looking there.
No, I must have been tired.
you're all fucking idiots.
I'm going to need you to stop hitting on Gary, Bobby.
What's everybody doing? I'm going to bed. Have a good night.
Bobby Midnight. And then maybe one of my favorite Bobby moments.
You're ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, you got one more call? You got enough for one more call? Look at Jake, he's laughing. I've been waiting in the back. You put that guy on. Who is he? You're ridiculous. Yeah. So how you doing, Robbie Sable?
Good. What's up, buddy?
No, goodbye, Bobby. See ya. He was very upset. I didn't go to him quick enough. Very, very upset. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say hello to Big Sexy. Hey, Beast, you're up? Beast, you there? I just saw you walking by. Beast? Beast?
I'm going next door to go get my mower that a neighbor fixed for me right now.
Your mower?
Yeah, I had to go. Yeah, one of the nuts fell off of it yesterday. It broke yesterday, one of the nuts. On the bottom part of the base, where the thing was smoking, one of the nuts broke out. So I was like, wow, great. So I got to go pick it up right now. I'm going to go pick it up. As they say, you know the drill. You know what this means? Surf up, surfs up, or cowabunga. You know, cowabunga!
Thank you very much, Mr. Beastbreaker. All right, home stretch here. Who's your daddy? I see you on the line. I'm coming to you shortly. But first, the super chat. Raymond, I apologize. I think I missed this earlier with all the memberships, so I'm going to give you 2 extra raffle tickets as a make good here because you're in the raffle now for 4 instead of 2. The defense is always starts off way ahead of the offense, and you have to understand that Fields is playing against a top 3 defense. The defense is going to be good. I don't know if the Jets are top 3 on defense. I think they have a top 10 defense, though. Once again, today was bad for Fields. Even Robbie Sable just texted me, okay, today was bad, because he was defending Fields yesterday saying that there was a lot of context to some of the incompletions and all that from actually being there. He had a bad day. I mean, we know what Fields is as a passer. It's why I don't have the Jets as a playoff team. I don't think he's magically going to find it like Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold's a pocket quarterback who had talent. Fields' ability to run, you could design a real offense around. But you're not necessarily going to be this great team with him throwing the ball. I mean, it is what it is. I don't expect much from Fields to be the long-term answer. I never have. I've said that I think he's not the quarterback next year. I think they're going to draft someone. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he gets better and they can still win games without having a great passing attack. You know, a lot of Garrett Wilson, Brees, Mason Taylor, funnel the targets to them, run the hell out of the ball, don't turn it over. Like, Fields hasn't thrown a lot of picks this summer. Today he has. It's been a bad practice in that regard. And if he does take care of the ball and they do run the ball effectively and the kicker is Nick Folk and he's Nick Folk, they can win a lot of games. We saw them go out there and win 7 with way worse quarterbacks than Justin Fields, despite how you feel. Spencer Green wants Bobby Midnight on the Gang Green Legends cruise. That's probably more reasonable than Beast. Beast will never leave the attic. Bobby, I've met Bobby in person, so at least we know he can leave the state of Vermont. Jet Nation says, my cousin Frankie made me do this. Oh, he wanted you to gift a membership, not send a $2 super chat, Jet Nation NYC, but I appreciate your support regardless. All right, home stretch here. Hoosier Daddy's on the line. He's next. What's up, Hoosier Daddy?
Hey Jake, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, my friend?
Actually working, driving a truck as we speak. Sorry about the background noise. So, I just like a quick theory that popped into my head. I tried calling yesterday, didn't work out too well. Do you think that older generational Jet fans are more optimistic with the Jets than the younger generations?
I think the older generation is more pessimistic because of how bad they've been for as long as they've been fans of the team. I think the younger generation maybe is more optimistic because it hasn't been as bad in total for them, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we have had some good runs, the 80s, 90s, 2000s. But, I mean, if you look at the draft, look at some of the old drafts. We took Kyle Brady in front of Warren Sapp, Kenny O'Brien in front of Dan Marino. Some of these drafts, at least we're doing halfway decent with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a huge problem for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's a good theory, Hoosier Daddy. I think it really depends on who you are as a person, though. Some people are just more naturally optimistic than pessimistic. Good call, Hoosier Daddy. Appreciate your passion calling in from the work site there, man. Call back anytime. I think it depends. Are you naturally a glass half full or are you a glass half empty person? I mean, I tend to lean positive, but speaking for how the last couple of years have gone, like I got to see it now. Like I'm not gung-ho and buying all in. I got to believe. I got to see wins. Mike D's Nuts, who I got the honor and privilege of meeting in person for the first time on Saturday, him and his lovely wife. He's in the raffle for one by gifting one channel membership. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts coming through for the people. D's Nuts. All right. His birthday was yesterday. We didn't get to hear from him. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is on the line. And it's time to say hello to Mr. Bonesy.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
What's up, man?
Bonesy! Happy birthday, my friend. Happy belated, because I didn't get to say it to you actually over the screen yesterday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Getting old out here. The big 4-1, I had a couple meetings yesterday, and then you went live. I was getting on the train, so I was listening, though. But this is the time, man. This is the time. The Jets are these next 2 weeks are the best part of training camp. It's where we actually, turn things up and see who's trying to make this squad and who's starting and who's gonna take lead and. So hopefully we can stay healthy. I know everybody is, the last caller was just talking about like the pessimistic, optimistic. I feel like the younger fans, they're optimistic, but then they turn so quickly. Like the younger fans are like really optimistic, but as soon as you screw up, they'll turn on you and flush you no problem. Where I feel like the older fans are a little more pessimistic, but they have a little more patience as well in terms of like waiting for players to come to their true potential. So I think it goes both ways.
I think depending on how the year goes, if they're not a great team, but I see things I like I could be optimistic if I think they got a real coach and I like how this team comes together throughout the year. Like I think there's something to that.
Definitely. Coaching is going to be our biggest thing. We don't have a real good track record for developing quarterbacks, so this is going to be a first for us if Justin Fields works out. You got to feel confident, though, in Glenn and how he's run this ship. And I think there's something to having a lot of ex-players on the coaching staff. I always hear the players talking about it and getting perspective from someone who's gone through it. I think that's helping. I love hearing all the players, every player's talking about accountability. I even heard AVT again double down and say how just like even in team meetings, like groups are getting called out and players are getting called out. And, it's all good, constructive criticism, but it's something he hasn't been used to. So it's always great to hear. And, the Justin Fields thing, I mean, we knew what we were getting with the guy. It is good that a coach believes in him. If there's anything we know that Aaron Glenn is behind Justin Fields and believes in his guy. So that's like the first thing you need. You need the coach and the quarter to believe in his quarterback and trust him. Seems like Glenn's going to do that. And they're doing things in practice right now that takes playing the quarterback position and throwing the ball in this timing offense that Angstren's running. So we haven't seen the exciting when Fields holds on to the ball too long and then he takes off. That's what I've been preaching since day one. If Fields stays healthy, we're going to see very exciting plays because he runs a lot. He scrambles a lot. He's never had a season where he stayed healthy. So if he stays healthy, man, we're going to see some fireworks in terms of the run game because he's special there. Now, what can coaching do to improve his game and see how this Angstren offense goes? The run game, right? We're going to see how the run game goes. There's obviously a lot of emphasis on it. So I'm excited about the run game, the running backs. You love looking around, Jake, and seeing all the young talent on the field. It's nice, man. We haven't had talent like this on the team where you look around, you see third day picks that have developed into, players like Sherwood and Michael Carter and just, even a player like Tony Adams. You see a coaching change and they still are kind of holding down the starting job. It's a good thing to see. Everyone's bought in, and as long as we can stay healthy, so excited for the preseason, excited for the party. 2 weeks away, baby.
Let's go, baby. V-Man bought a ticket today. Your fellow, region Asmaniac.
V-Man is
Poughkeepsie area Asmaniac.
Hell yeah. I saw him in Walmart. He's like though. He just dodges you, man. He's like, you ever see him when he's at the party? He just floats. You got to like go looking for him. That's V-Man,
baby. He could be high as a kite. We'll never know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, happy birthday. I of course I texted Chef Kev, but that party looked awesome. The food looked incredible.
So good.
Oh, I was watching the videos. I was like, man, the food alone had me like, man, the chicken soup. Chef's amazing. That was hilarious.
Unreal.
Looking at those pictures, I saw Shine. He looks like a skinny ass. It's crazy, man. I'm so excited for the party next week.
Let's go, baby. Preseason football, Bonesy. You could smell the greatness.
Oh, I know. It's here. We've been waiting. It's been dragging. I didn't even celebrate my birthday for real yet. You know what I'm doing Saturday? I'm gonna have a ribeye steak, marinating from Friday to Saturday. And Saturday, I'm going to get home. I'm going to cook that thing. I'm going to sit down exactly at 8 o'clock. I told my wife, put the kids to bed. Well, Sonny wants to watch the game, but Lola is going to sleep. I'm going to eat my steak and watch that game, baby. I'm excited.
Jets, Packers, celebrating the 41st birthday of Mr. Bonesy. What's better than that?
Look, we're going to see Ready Cook, baby.
That's Adrian Martinez slinging it. Get ready.
All right, Jake. Miss you, brother.
Happy birthday to the champ. The Asmaniac Madness winner himself, a man who will be attending our watch party at T-Squared Social, the great Mr. Bonesy.
Are you an actual lawyer or what, man?
Yeah, I am a lawyer.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Asmaniac Watch Party is just days away. We're live at T-Squared Social, 7 East 42nd Street in New York City, Midtown Manhattan, steps from Grand Central Station for the Jets and the Giants Watch Party of Champions. $18 ticket includes a Friday beer, a green tea, gang green tea shot, and a raffle ticket for your chance to win. Prizes that include tickets to Jets Panthers, signed Breece Hall jersey framed photo, signed Aaron Glenn jersey, signed Wayne Corbett jersey. There's going to be free swag given out. The food menu's electric. The drink menu's great. The game will be on all the TVs with the sound. And it's preseason, so we're going to have fun. The results don't matter. So it's going to be quite the party at T-Squared Social. That's August 16th. That's coming up. 6:30 start time. Game is at 7. Jets, Giants. Come watch the game with all the Asmaniacs because it's going to be an absolute blast. For anyone who's ever been to a watch party, you know how fun they are. For anyone who's not been to an Asmaniac event, this will be a great one to go to. It's a Saturday night. The location's great if you're coming from anywhere in the city, coming from Westchester, Long Island, Connecticut, Jersey. T-Squared Social. Saturday. That's next Saturday, August 16th. Come party with me and the Asmaniacs. I can't wait. Can't wait, to quote Bart Scott, for an awesome night. Saturday, August 16th. Buy your ticket by clicking the description in the video. $18. Beer, shot, raffle ticket included, and a great night watching the Jets and the Giants. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts gifted another channel membership. Mike, you are once again in the raffle for another entry. Also, Rasta Dread gifted a channel membership. Let's get caught up on who got them. Mike's 2 memberships went to Tom Crumbs and Ian Work. Rasta Dread gifted Amanda a channel membership. We love seeing a member of the 4.5% female demo receiving a gifted membership there. So thank you very much to Rasta Dread. You're in the raffle for 1. Joe Kim says another day of straight trash passing. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't trash. I'm just going to tell you it's August 5th. And I mean, this is why I don't have the Jets as a playoff team, folks. I am not a believer in Justin Fields. I've said this. They didn't get better at quarterback going from Aaron Rodgers to Justin Fields. We'll see if the Jets can have a better offense as a whole with better coaching and being able to run the ball and Brees being out there and Braylon and Isaiah Davis and Engstrom being good. But as far as like, hey, you can't get hit in practice, quarterback's going to drop back and throw, Rodgers is better. We know that. Fields' superpower is his ability to run. You're not going to showcase that in practice that much. You're going to go through your progressions and run the offense. Apparently, they were having a great, drive the field drive at the end of practice here, and Fields threw a pass that was catchable to Ruckert. He didn't catch it. It was batted in the air, and Braden Stevens came down with it. So the defense has been great today. Or is the offense bad? I mean, it's probably a combination of both. Connor Hughes tweeted, the Jets run an abundance of move the ball periods in practice. It's almost every team period. This isn't like past years where the Jets repped random situations that asked the quarterback to take chances he normally wouldn't. I prefer this. Makes observations and stats matter more, in my opinion. Andre Sisco had an interception on Fields today. So we've had Stevens and Sisco with interceptions. Let's see. 6 minutes ago, another failed move the ball period for the Jets offense. Fields completed 4-yard pass to Jeremy Ruckert, then screened to Brees Hall for no gain. Took a sack from Michael Clemens on 3rd down. Michael Clemens having a sack at practice today. Hey now. Kyle Clifton in the raffle for 2. Last chance to get in here because I'm going to spin the wheel shortly. We'll do one more call with Adam who's on the line, and then we'll get to the raffle here. When I see something I don't like, I'm pessimistic. Otherwise, I trend optimistic. Reason rules everything I do. Kyle Clifton, a man of reason and logic, to quote Gary, who claims he's a man of reason and logic. Pat Rich in the Asmaniac using an Asmaniac super chat. He's been around for 13 months. Thank you, Pat. I've been optimistic, but last year was the turning point for me. I realized it all starts with ownership. Don't have much faith. Things will change. Well, Woody hired Glenn and Muji, and he's staying out of their way. Hopefully he got it right with those hires. Now, Mike Tannenbaum and Rick Spielman assisted with those hires, which I thought was smart. Only time will tell. Woody's going to be hands-off, though. He trusts Glenn. He's going to let Glenn do it his way for at least this year and next year before you start to get worried. If they don't show any signs of results, is Woody going to, meddle? Jess, speaking of 4%ers, she's in the raffle now for 1. Jess, thank you. I got you down. And then how about Green Gang, who came once again? I cannot say this enough. He came all the way from Baltimore to be at the meetup on Saturday at the Cloverleaf Tavern. He just gifted a channel membership too. Green Gang 365. Reminder, if you don't win the Sauce jersey, we did the raffle yesterday for the weekly prizes, and our next batch of weekly prizes include a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey, a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, and a signed Aaron Glenn jersey. So keep that in mind for those of you who are trying to get in any daily raffle. You also are automatically in a weekly raffle, like Mike Dems. He just sent in a gifted membership. Mike, you are in for one. Appreciate your support of the show. All right. Let's see who got the memberships here real quick. Load, YouTube, load. Mac received the membership from Mike. Green Gang's membership went to Dylan France. And Jess's gifted membership went to listener Mauld1T0. Last call, then we spin the wheel. Adam is up next. What's up, Adam?
Hey, I think are we overreacting yet to the preseason? I can't tell.
We're overreacting to training camp practices in the chat right now.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I think the Jets should just be playing like a local high school team so that everyone feels better about them, right? Like, what do you expect? I think it tells a lot about the defense. I think the defense is already the stronger unit. That's a good thing because when you have a rushing attack, you're basically owning time of possession. If the defense can give you the ball back through turnovers or by making stops, just gives you more cracks at it. And I'm more looking forward to seeing if Justin Fields gets on the field in the preseason games. Can he hold on to the ball? Can he not throw interceptions, right? If we have a game manager with a good rushing attack and a good defense, I mean, that's how we got into the playoffs last time. That is a winning formula. So let's just see what happens. Preseason is supposed to help us get to the best roster that we can find, and we can see if we get any surprises. I wonder if Clemens is even going to play in the preseason game. Was that revealed? Because I think all eyes are on him.
Glenn said yesterday that he's not sure which starters, if any, are going to play yet. He said ask him later in the week. So it's only Tuesday. They probably will not give us an answer on that till Thursday, if I had to guess.
Sure. I mean, I think that's there's some players. I definitely want to see the rookies play. There's some players like Clemens like to see what he's got. I mean, I'm fascinated by it. It sounds like he's doing stuff. I think it's just sort of hard to believe. But, it's a zero-sum game when you're talking about training camp because, like, when one side is good, the other side has to be bad. But, hopefully the offense will grow into themselves and what this new model is. And I am very curious what Tanner's offense really is about. It's about rushing. So is it from like a Harbaugh style that he kind of grew up in? In terms of the coaching tree, because I was very rush heavy too, at least in the college scheme. So anyway, looking forward to seeing the game on It's on Saturday, right? I think it's Saturday.
Jets Packers is Saturday. Post game show will be on Sunday because I have a wedding Saturday night, so I'll not be able to go live after the game like I normally would.
Yeah, and home opener almost a month away. Can't wait.
Adam, love the positivity, man. Look, we got to show patience, but I'm not going to tell someone to not be concerned. I mean, Fields has been shaky. Let's be real. Now, once again, it's a new offense for him, and he's been in a spot in his career where, he's had to learn, his fourth system in 5 years, if my math is correct? DNAT goes mazel tov, Jay. It's not my wedding. I'm just attending a wedding. Fields today, according to Rich Samiti, was 9 of 16 in team drills, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, and a drop by Lazard. Ruckert had a drop, too. I guess Rich thinks that it was not a great throw, but I saw people say it was catchable. So, I don't know. In 7-on-7, he was 1 of 4. Interception by Adams on a deflection by Sauce. Rich writing, things moving fast for Fields, who's in his fourth system in 5 years. It's true. Connor Hughes, Jets practice over. Bad day for offense. Run game was solid, but passing is not good at moment. Fields 9 of 17 with 2 picks. I did not have a completion beyond 5 air yards. He took 3 sacks. Stats do not include 1 of 4 passing with an interception and 7-on-7 period. Fields has had a rough go of it lately. 15 of 43 passing with 2 picks in full teamwork in his last 3 practices. I mean, he's stat-wise not good. I mean, we don't need to sugarcoat it. Come on now. That's the reality. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost raffle time, but I see Beast is shirtless on the line, and we must go to him. Hello, Beast. New York, next governor, and Big Fella, my running mate. Big Fella, are you Beast running mate here? Beast, do you know you're on the air? He might not, so we're just going to stay on this as long as I need to. Beast Breaker.
Halt! Halt. Just checking my music and getting all pumped up. The mower's fine. Everything's under control. Are we ready for the...
Tanky V, a man of his word. He just gifted 5 memberships for the community. Frankie V, well done, sir. Love him or hate him, you watched Tanky V's performance on the show today. And let's be fair to Frankie. I thought he was very reasonable today. We actually didn't scream at each other for once. So that's good. Shout out to Frankie. He just gifted 5 channel memberships. So, Frankie V, you're in the raffle. Be very funny if you went to sign Sauce jersey. All right, the following 5 people are channel members here, courtesy of Frankie, Nick T, ODF Swift, Poodoogs, J-Lock, Bronx Shenanigans, all receiving a channel membership. Incredible. All right, Beast, continue. What were you saying?
Yep.
Beast? Beast, you there? He doesn't know he's on the air again. Beast?
What do you need there, doctors? I'm trying to review a couple of things here, and we're getting ready to make some man's chicken. You see the man's chicken right here.
What's the difference between a man's chicken and a boy's chicken, for example?
Man's chicken. Let me give you a hint. You really want to make it look good? Get some buttermilk. But put that chicken in the buttermilk for 5 to 6 hours. Let that suck up all that juice and get it prepared. After the 6 hours, get it now. Get the flour ready. This is where the real fun begins. You want to make a man's chicken? Get it in that flour, and then back out into the buttermilk again. Then here comes the real fun part. Cayenne or Cajun. I like Cajun with a little fire to it. Make it sexy, make it perfect, make it bright. You want it to look good, but make sure you get every hook, cranny, and crevice. Make sure you check it and get that oil hot enough. Get it at 325. Pop that sucker in there and let it fry, baby, fry. And you know what I mean by fry, baby, fry. Yeah, fry, baby, fry. Fry, baby, fry. It's time to cook it up. Time to cook it up, baby. Ooh, yeah. Now it's time to cook it up.
Thank you for whatever that was, Beast. Appreciate it. John in the raffle for 5. He says, I need in on it. You're in. You are in on it, John. You have done it. You have joined the Asmaniac raffle. So I appreciate your support there. Putting the list of names together right now. In the meantime, if everyone could do me a huge solid and hit the like button. If you're a new listener, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk Jets every day. And programming note, for those tuning in late, the reason why the show's starting at 9 this week as opposed to the normal 10 a.m. start time for show number 1 is because I am in for Michael K, hosting the Michael K Show from 1 to 3 today on ESPN New York. So download the ESPN New York app or listen on 880 if you're in the car in the New York area. Jabba Chamberlain will join me, Yankee fans, at 1:30. John Jastrzemski will join me at 2:30. So 2 good guests. I will eviscerate the Yankees. And it'll be a lot of fun. 1 to 3. This afternoon on the show, Dylan Terraman is going to be joining us. We swapped him and Sabo because of some scheduling stuff going on. So Dylan's going to join us at 4:30 this afternoon. So looking forward to it. All right. It's almost that time, people. I have the list of names here. I'm copying and pasting into the Wheel of Champions. We have 86 entries so far. And that could be the final number because it is about that time. Signed Sauce Gardner jersey. Someone's going to win it. It's right here in all its glory. Signed by the man himself with the sticker of authentication included. From Beckett Memorabilia. All right. We've talked long enough. Now we must spin the wheel. Good luck to all. Here we go.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
We go, ladies and gentlemen. The wheel is up on the screen. And now let's hit the music. Only one can win. But if you don't win, you have a chance to win a weekly prize on the show next week. Good luck to everyone who entered. And once again, if you win, please email me, AsmanJake@gmail.com. The address where to send it. Thunderlip says, I like the stash, Jake. Almost as good as mine. Bump. Thunderlips, you're lucky I like you. And your stash, because I'm adding you in. A raffle for 2, just like that at the buzzer. All right, shuffle the names one more time so it's fair. 88 total entries. The cutoff has happened. No more. Good luck to all. The winner of the signed Sauce Gardner jersey is how about this? Green Gang's done it again. Well deserved for a Jet fan who traveled all the way from the Baltimore area to New Jersey just to come to the Asmaniac meetup at Chef Kevin's restaurant, the Cloverleaf Tavern. Unreal. Well deserved for Green Gang. Hit the Jet chant for him, people. Let's go. Let's go. Green Gang. Yeah. Hell yeah, Green Gang. That's awesome, man. I'm very happy for you. Well deserved. Love when true Jet fans win these prizes. That's what it's all about. So that's awesome. Congrats to Green Gang. We'll get that sent out for them. And we'll do a giveaway on the second show later today with DT. So stick around for that. Aaron Glenn's going to speak coming up here. So we'll listen to what he says. We'll update everyone on what went down at practice this afternoon, injury updates, everything with the New York Jets. We will cover it like a glove this afternoon. Tune in to ESPN New York today, 1 to 3. I'll talk to you guys then. Until then, I'm going to end the show by playing something that I believe needs to be played. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Patreon if you haven't, and let's go Jets, baby. Believe in Justin Fields improving, because if he doesn't, we're all screwed. The Dream is up next. I don't recognize the Dream here.
This is Andrew C. Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Andrew? Okay. You go by the name The Dream?
No, I didn't know. Somebody told me to type something in. Here I am. I'm very nervous. My first call. Yeah.
Don't be nervous.
Can I also tell you something? I want to be part of the Asmaniac.
You're doing a great job, man. I could see you being a regular on this program.
I would like to be.
Now, The Dream, have you had any alcoholic beverages this morning?
Absolutely.
I could tell.
Yeah.
What did you drink?
Sailor Jerry rum.
Really? What time did you start opening that bottle?
I drink heavily on the weekends, but during the week, my job, I can't drink during the week.
So the weekend has started for you, I take it.
Call me Andrew. That's my name. Not The Dream.
I just changed it for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're so good like that.
You're Andrew C., not The Dream now.
Yeah, I have a dog. A pit bull. He's part of the team, too. He has a Jet jersey.
That's awesome.
Found
What's your dog's
you,
name?
Happy.
Happy?
I didn't name him. I got him from the pound, you know. I was like, I live in Jacksonville, Florida right now. I'm an Asmaniac, man.
Well, Andrew, I'll tell you what. This was an all-time great first call. You called in. Called that
boy,
for,
he
right?
found a squirrel.
Is your dog going after the squirrel?
Yeah, Andrew, see, yeah. All right, so, yes, yeah, I'm a big fan. I love, and oh my God, yeah, my first call. I hope to call further, yeah.
Please call further. Ladies and gentlemen, if Andrew C. becomes a regular, welcome to the tournament next March.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.